What exactly was Jungkook secretly preparing to make so many fans fall silent and cry at the same time? There was no official announcement, no leaks from the staff. Even Taehyung himself seemed completely unsuspecting. But precisely therein lies the surprise that now makes ARMY feel as if he was in the most private moment of the two BTS members. It all started with Taehyung's birthday celebration, which seemed simple on the surface. There are no big parties, no excessive decorations, and no flashy camera highlights. Many thought that the moment would pass like the previous celebrations. But the few barely conscious seconds were the first hint that something much more emotional was being hidden. Jungkook's gaze looked different that night. He is more silent, more cautious, as if waiting for the right time. As Taehyung laughs with the other members, the camera briefly captures Jungkook grasping something in his hand, then quickly hiding it. This small detail only felt meaningful after the actual fact was revealed and made many fans repeat the tape while holding their breath. The surprise ended up appearing not in the form of a lavish gift, but rather something much deeper. Jungkook prepares a personal message written especially for Taehyung, containing little memories that even loyal fans never know. About lonely nights on a busy schedule, about silent support that's never spoken in front of the camera, and about the simple promise to stay with each other, no matter what happens going forward. Taehyung's reaction became the most emotionally devastating moment. His smile slowly faded, his eyes glazed over, and he was silent for quite a while before finally taking a deep breath. There were no superfluous words, just one quiet sentence caught clear, enough to make thousands of fans feel their chests were crowded together. It was then that many soldiers realized that this surprise was not just a birthday celebration, but an expression of feelings that had been kept too tightly. Social media was immediately filled with emotional reactions. Many fans admitted that they were not ready to see such a sincere and vulnerable side of Jungkook, especially since everything was done without a spotlight, without the intention of showing off, and without the expectation of being known to the public. It is precisely because of this that this moment feels so real and touching, and unexpected that behind the cheerful smile and light laughter, Jungkook kept such a personal surprise for Taehyung. And when the secret is finally revealed, one thing becomes clear to everyone. The bond between them is much deeper than it seems, strong enough to make anyone who witnesses it involuntarily cry along. Even after that moment had passed, the impact had not really stopped. Little bits and pieces of Jungkook's surprise kept popping up, both from simple gestures and short stories that Taehyung then shared with those closest to him. There was a long pause before he spoke again, as if he himself was still digesting how great the surprise meant. And it is precisely in the silence that emotions feel more real. Some observant fans are beginning to realize that this surprise was actually prepared long ago. Little clues are scattered in the various moments before, from the way Jungkook suddenly mentions old memories, to certain songs he listens to repeatedly in the run-up to Taehyung's birthday. When all the pieces are put together, only then can you see the full picture of how seriously and soulfully Jungkook prepared the surprise. What touched many people was not only the content of the surprise itself, but Jungkook's courage to open up a side of himself that is rarely seen. He doesn't try to be as strong or cheerful as he used to be. In that moment, he just became someone who wanted to say thank you in the most honest way possible. To Taehyung, it feels so much more valuable than anything money can buy. Taehyung's continued reaction slowly revealed how deep the shock was. He became calmer, more reflective, and even had a small smile while shaking his head, as if still in disbelief. The fans caught one common impression: Taehyung really felt seen and fully understood. Now, the moment is remembered not just as a birthday surprise, but as evidence of the emotional connection that grew out of a long journey together. Without drama, without excessive sensations, only sincerity finally finds its own way. And for fans, watching it all unfold slowly feels like a reminder that behind the glitter of the entertainment world, there are human feelings that are so real and fragile, enough to make anyone come back crying when they remember. As time went on, the moment actually felt stronger, not fade. Many fans admitted that they only really felt their emotions after rewatching the footage alone, without a flurry of comments or enthusiastic shouts. That's where Jungkook and Taehyung's little expressions feel clearer, more honest, and more touching. A slow nod, a restrained smile, and a gaze too long to simply be called a coincidence. There is something unspoken, yet deeply felt. Jungkook didn't try to explain at length, and Taehyung didn't ask for more. It was as if both of them knew that words were no longer needed. The relationship built over the years spoke in its own way, and the public only happened to be witnesses of its small fragments. Some fans even called this moment one of the quietest, but most emotionally painful surprises. No excessive crying, no dramatic hugs, but that's exactly what makes it feel real. Emotions come slowly, creep in, then settle for a long time in the heart of whoever sees them. Surprisingly, Jungkook tried to change the mood afterwards with a small joke, as if afraid if his emotions were too visible. But Taehyung just smiled and patted his shoulder softly, a simple gesture that instantly made many fans cry again. A silent reply that feels much louder than 1,000 words. Now, the secret surprise was no longer entirely theirs. It lives in the memory of fans, is spoken about in a quiet voice, and is remembered as one of the most sincere moments ever revealed. And perhaps, precisely because it was not planned for the public, this surprise became the most difficult to forget, and no one expected that a birthday could turn into such a deep emotional recognition. And when that reality finally comes to light, one thing becomes undeniable. It wasn't just Taehyung who was touched that night, but millions of other hearts that felt connected, hurt, and warm at the same time.